That's right, we're with my boy. Visual Venture. Give him a like, give him a subscribe. This is the second video of him.
A new trend on social media is raising serious concern among local police departments. It involves people shooting innocent bystanders with water pellets.
Please,
okay. With water, okay. Shooting innocent bystanders, my boy.
TikTok is not reality to real life, but there's real consequences for some of those things that go on there.
TikTok created the internet's worst challenges, and as of right now, TikTok could potentially be banned. Today, we'll explore the dumbest TikTok trends ever, starting with the weird ones to straight up insane.
It will not get banned.
Give you guys double the amount of videos
TikTok
without
will never get
sacrificing
banned.
quality. And to do that, we gotta keep growing. So 75%
His sign that
of you
says
guys aren't
"Dig"
subscribed, and it would mean
on
the
the
world to
background.
me if you did. And I promise to do my very best. I'm Visual Venture, and you are awesome. The pee in your pants challenge. Usually join TikTok trends to look cool, but the
When
pee in
was
your
this?
pants challenge was different
2 years
because it
ago?
was just embarrassing.
3 years
It began
ago?
in April 2020 when a guy named Liam Wire
5
started
years
peeing his
ago,
pants.
people
Then he
was
posted the video online.
Pee your pants challenge.
Liam made the video as a joke. He just wanted to make fun of how ridiculous TikTok challenges had become. But people didn't get that joke. Instead, they thought he was trying to start a new trend. And just like that, the pee your pants challenge took off. TikTokers everywhere started filming themselves in front of mirrors, wetting themselves. Anyone watching
That
the video
is
could see the
some
wet
big
spot
balls
on their
shit right
pants.
there.
Pee your pants challenge.
TikTok immediately deleted Liam's video.
He's standing
But
like
that
he's
didn't
ready
stop the
for it,
challenge
bruh.
from spreading.
He's
This
been
is
holding that
lockdown
shit in, dude. All day, like you're about to take a
desperate
drug
for
test all day,
At its
holding that shit
Pee
in.
Your Pants challenge hit over 4 million views on TikTok. But although it was getting a lot of attention, most people obviously found it disgusting.
Please, don't pee your pants for TikTok. This is perhaps one of the dumbest
It's not for
challenges next
TikTok,
to
it's
eating
for millions of
I've ever
views.
witnessed.
But it wasn't just gross, there were real consequences for those who took part in the challenge. The biggest problem was that the internet never forgets. Anyone who did this challenge now has a video of them peeing their pants on the internet forever. And with many employers now checking social media before hiring, they could easily find those embarrassing videos. The challenge was created, but it left an important lesson behind. Trends
Can't even
and
get hired at
embarrassing
Macca's.
lasts forever. This next
Had to
trend
piss
also
they
seemed
pants,
harmless,
bro.
but it
Had to
could
piss
easily
'em.
send people
They're
to
like,
the
explain
emergency
this video
room.
about you pissing.
On some real shit though, like you gotta be a different motherfucker to piss your pants, like on camera. On a real note,
Imagine all the huzz looking at your TikTok. Everybody looking at your TikTok. They thinking that you got pissy ass dick. Shake my head, bruh.
nah, I'm saying you gotta have some courage, bro. Like you gotta have some real, like
The raw
that takes a different kind of man.
Nah, I think that that's stupid.
dogging challenge.
The
In
raw
2023, Apple TV released a show called Hijack.
What
It was
is
an interesting
this?
story
100 days
that
without.
sparked
I got-
one of
am I stepping
TikTok's
on your
dumbest
toes?
trends.
No.
In the
I'm stepping
Hijack
on
show, the main character spends 7
100
hours
days
on a plane
without,
using any devices for entertainment.
Plan
to
B
pass the
challenge.
time. He endured the long flight with 0 distractions. Somehow, this inspired TikTokers to do the same. By June 2024, people were posting videos of themselves raw dogging flights. This meant no scrolling on their phone, no music, no reading. They would just sit there for hours staring straight ahead. They called it the raw dogging challenge.
This is another one that's like super impressive to me. This takes a different kind of man. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is actually impressive. Not stupid. Not a dumb TikTok trend. This is mental fortitude and training challenge.
First, it seemed like an interesting endurance test. Some called
It
it
is.
the ultimate dopamine detox to reset the brain. But as always, TikTok took it way too far. Participants added extra rules like no sleeping, no drinking water, and no snacking or eating. The more extreme it got, the more people tried to outdo each other. Soon, raw dogging flights wasn't just a trend. It was a competition who could last the longest. Even celebrities, rappers, and athletes joined, posting their own entries. Before long, the challenge even had an unofficial scorecard. And since it turned into a contest, people started cheating. Some actually raw dogged flights while others just faked it. Like Nathan Daw, who posted a TikTok claiming he raw dogged a 9-hour flight. But there was one problem. The airline he flew
That
didn't
is
even
just
have
maddening,
flights that
actually.
long. Then there was comedian Danny Duncan. He said that he raw dogged an 18-hour flight, but his clip was obviously a joke. But not everyone picks up on these jokes, so these fake videos inspire more people to actually participate. And that's where the real problem started, because most TikTokers didn't understand that this challenge could actually be dangerous. Taking long flights without food or water increases the risk of dehydration. Planes already dry you out, and this only makes dehydration worse.
At sea level, the average humidity in the air is 40 to 50%, where in an aircraft it can be as low as 10%.
Damn.
If your body isn't...
So if this is such a problem, then why does the flight always give you like 3 or 4 ounces of water?
And only one little half a shot of Jack.
And one
Ooh.
peanuts, bro. Like, for real. If you want to buy an $8 bottle of water, not everybody's going to do that.
used to that
You
level
bring your
of
own water,
humidity,
fool.
you can rapidly dehydrate.
But dehydration wasn't the only danger.
So not only are you dehydrating yourself by just sitting in the cabin, your blood is also losing a lot of oxygen by breathing in such thin air constantly.
Airplane air is way thinner than what we breathe on the ground. That's why people feel lightheaded or exhausted after a long flight. The lower oxygen levels make it harder for the body to function properly. But most TikTokers didn't understand the risks, so they kept going.
Cross-eyed as fuck.
Just in time. One article read, "Idiots are doing this on planes and it's dangerous."
Bruh.
The raw dogging challenge apart,
These dudes are
it could
overreacting,
go
bruh.
wrong. Other media personalities called the trend pointless.
Didn't Mr. Beast spend like 7 days underground, bro?
Being present in the space
Something
you're
like
physically
that.
occupying. Even that we now call a trend.
As news outlets criticized and pointed
Hey,
out the danger,
the news is
challenge
gonna
started
look for
losing
any type of
momentum.
fucking
And by the end
content,
of
bro.
2024,
They fucking did my
TikTokers
pizza.
abandoned the raw dogging
They're looking
challenge
for
and moved
anything,
on
bruh.
to the next viral trend. We already
Bruh.
know that TikTok is full of terrible health advice, but this next challenge might be the dumbest health trend ever. The beer tanning challenge.
That is what I'm talking
The
about.
trend probably
I don't know what
started
it is,
because
but
of a
I'm-
shocking
that is
claim
some
that
sick
spread
shit.
on TikTok. In July 2023, a TikToker posted a video warning that using sunscreen was actually dangerous.
No.
Rubbing cancer into our
Look at-
skins. District of New York follows a report by online pharmacy Valisure, which detected
Bro, can't
high
even say the
levels
fucking
in
name,
several
bro.
brands.
You can't even say that name,
Explained
dude.
that some sunscreens contain benzene, which is a chemical suspected of causing cancer. That was all people needed to hear. The video went viral, getting over 5
Speedrunning
million
cancer
views.
challenge.
Viewers were
How
scared,
quick
but
does
they
it
were
take
also
to get my
confused.
first
If
chemo?
sunscreen was dangerous, what were people supposed to use instead?
They're
TikTok
gonna use
had an answer.
cerveza.
Beer. Barely a month after the sunscreen controversy blew
That
up, a
is
new
right.
TikTok trend started.
Don't
It
touch
was
the
called
receipts at the
beer
grocery
tanning
store. It's
challenge.
full of
People would film
estrogen. I'll
themselves
turn you
rubbing
into a
butter
lady.
all over their skin, then lie out in the sun. The idea was that the hops in beer boosted melanin in the skin, speeding up the tanning process.
That is so sick.
Yeah, this guy's pouring beer all over himself here. This is
Oh,
the
he's
latest trend on
Oh, he's not
TikTok.
drinking. He's rubbing.
Beer
That's a waste.
tanning.
I'm no
First, it
longer
sounded
behind
like
this
a
trend.
crazy theory, but soon people started posting before and after shots.
That's right, bro.
Swore beer worked better than sunscreen. Within weeks, the
That
beer
is like the
tanning challenge
SpongeBob
became very popular. Videos with the
chart that
hashtag
they had
#BeerTan
of how tan you are.
almost 300,000 views, and more people joined.
When Larry the
But
Lobster
while
did
TikTokers
it to
were
him. When
celebrating
Larry
their
the
bronze
Lobster said that.
win, one group was trying to shut down this challenge ASAP. Dermatologists hated the beer tanning challenge and called it downright dangerous. For starters, the science behind beer tanning was completely bogus.
Apparently, the hops in the beer stimulate the production of melatonin, which leads to a tan. But there's absolutely
Is she a
no evidence
scientist?
to support this.
This video actually just tells me that people just can't have fun no
Protect
more.
the skin from sunburn like proper sunscreen
Yeah,
does.
bruh.
Even with sunscreen,
I wanna
one in
piss my
5
pants.
Americans will develop
I wanna
skin
take a
cancer.
flight without water.
Having
If I wanna
sunscreen
pour
for
beer on
beer
myself,
only
I'ma do it.
increases that risk. As the media covered the dangers, the backlash grew.
Who are you to
Eventually,
judge me?
TikTok stepped in. They banned the beer tanning challenge and started removing any videos promoting it. And since TikTok was suppressing the beer tanning challenge, it gradually disappeared. This next trend caused nothing but pain and discomfort. But that's exactly what made people want to try it. No Poop July.
No! No! What the fuck? That is
for the entire
that
month
is
of July.
I
Every year,
love
hundreds
this
of
challenge.
people join in posting TikTok.
Oh my god, this is so
But
sick.
before we find out if anyone actually
This
pulled
is
it
more
off,
like the
there's a
top
bigger
five
question. How did such a
most
ridiculous
dopest
trend
TikTok
even
challenges
start?
to
In
ever
July
exist.
2020, a TikToker named OK Kron posted a video looking extremely the text on screen
They
read,
won!
"No Poop July."
The
OK Kron's
original.
face said it all. He was struggling to hold it in, but the caption made it even funnier.
A lot of these videos come from people just joking, and the dumbass internet pulls it all up and does the whole ass thing, and then like makes it a big ass fucking problem, bruh. Oh shit.
This is peak comedy.
Said, "Can I make it till the end?" It was both a question and challenge.
This dude,
It actually
comedy
lasted a whole
genius.
month. His video received 84,000 likes, and the comments were full of people cheering him on. As the days passed, OK Kron updates. Each new video showed him looking worse, sweat pouring down his face, pained facial expressions, and lots
Day
of squirming.
16.
The more uncomfortable he
It
looked,
seems
the
like
more
it got
excited
easier after
viewers
day
got.
8.
Viewers weren't sure if he was kidding or if he was really holding it in for a month, but it was entertaining regardless. Then, just as July was coming to an end, there was a twist.
You might know him as the kid who hasn't pooped for 26 days, but today we found proof that he lied to us.
What are you talking about, bruh? Of course.
With a simple, funny video, OK Kron admitted he
Bruh.
failed the challenge.
Really,
Up until
dude?
this
Like, all
moment,
these
No
people
Poop
is just
July
playing.
wasn't even a trend. It was
That's
just one guy
crazy.
doing something
They
dumb
actually
for
got mad at him
laughs.
for that.
However, it got people wondering if it
True.
was possible to go an entire month without pooping. They were determined to find out. TikTok quickly dug up a real-life case that made the challenge seem possible. It was about a man who held it in for a very
The real deal, brother.
Yeah, now someone else actually did it, eh?
He didn't go to the bathroom for literally 40
Cam.
straight days.
That's a
Suddenly, No
censor.
Poop July, it didn't seem like it was just a joke. So by July 2021, 1 year after the original challenge, it started trending again. This time, more TikTokers joined in, posting videos of themselves trying to hold it in. And some of them were taking the challenge seriously. Even OK Kron came back for the 2021 challenge,
That's
posting
right.
daily updates
Sick
just like
ass
before.
fool.
Then in July 2022, No Poop July returned for the third year in a
Be
row.
so
Doctors
real.
realized
That is
it was
only
becoming an
right.
annual event, and they were horrified. Worried doctors begged people not to try the challenge.
This is not
Bruh.
normal because if you're not having a bowel movement every day, it could lead to abdominal pain, gas, bloating, and other issues.
But instead of dying
That don't
down,
sound
it
bad.
exploded. The 2023 edition of No Poop July
Yeah,
racked
you
up
could get
80
bloated,
million
though.
views in just a few
For
weeks.
real, like what?
Dude, it's July. You know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I know it gotta be worse than
No
that.
Poop July.
How should I
The
feel?
2024 edition crossed 1 million views. But 2024 was special because OK Kron, the TikToker who started it all, decided to turn the ridiculous trend into something meaningful. To everyone's surprise, he announced that he donated about $1,000 worth of toilet paper to various charities.
I would have made that pallet in 1 minute.
Donation meant that something positive came out of this
Yes,
dumb
fool.
challenge.
Easy pickings.
Hopefully, No Poop July won't
That's
return
right.
in 2025. But with how popular it's gotten, it probably will. The next trend on our list was mostly done by women, and it backfired in the worst way possible.
Bruh.
The silhouette challenge.
Alright.
Hundreds of women.
This is
took
probably
part
not
in
gonna
this
be
challenge,
funny.
But they had no idea that this trend would make them targets for creeps and trolls on the internet. The challenge started in January 2021.
Oh, yeah, it's not
TikToker
funny, it's
named
just
Elise posted a video with
this.
a unique editing style. The silhouette effect with the red background looked amazing. Within hours, Yoelise's comments were flooded with people begging for a tutorial. They wanted to make their own versions. Yoelise listened. That same day, she posted a step-by-step guide. To create the silhouette effect, they just needed to use a red tinted filter from Snapchat or TikTok. Before long, TikTokers everywhere were trying it out. They called it the Silhouette Challenge. Even celebrities joined the trend.
So turn on the light in your bathroom.
Okay.
Go in your door arch, okay? And just whatever you want to do.
At its peak, the Silhouette Challenge got more than 200 million views on TikTok. But like most
I mean,
TikTok
disgusting.
trends, it didn't take
Bad.
long for things to
Disgusting.
go wrong. Because
I already knew it was gonna be some
shape,
shit like
participants
some
wore
hoe
as
shit,
little as
bruh.
possible. Others wore
That dude's a hoe
nothing at all.
too.
After all, the red filter was supposed to hide everything, leaving only a shadow. But it turns out the filter wasn't foolproof. Before long, some creeps online.
That is right. You can deconstruct them. That is so bad.
If you catch my drift. Suddenly, tutorials on how to remove the red filter.
That is what they get. That is what they get.
We gotta see exactly how many people were watching these videos.
It wasn't foolproof.
How many views does these videos
some
have?
creeps online figured out how to remove the filter, and once they took it off, they could see everything. If you catch my drift. Suddenly, tutorials.
Okay, we got 200k views on one, 52k views on one, 177k views on this one. This is so sick. Oh, and these are all from days. This is just 2 days,
Bruh, the
2 days,
is insane.
3 days. That is so sick. If you're one of the people who made that video, then he's probably rolling in it right
How
now.
to remove the red filter started popping up everywhere, and since there were hundreds of silhouette challenge videos online, creeps were having a field day. People even created subreddits like Silhouette Unfiltered to share silhouette challenge videos with the filters.
Of course, it has a Reddit.
Oh no, fucking Reddit.
Of course, it has a Reddit.
TikTokers were warning everyone to stay away from the silhouette challenge, or at least wear clothes while doing it.
So word of warning, if you're going to make a video as part of the silhouette challenge, keep your clothes on. People are attempting to revert the videos back to their normal coloring, and that can reveal things that viewers aren't supposed to see.
For some, the warnings came in time, but for others, it was too late. Their videos had been downloaded, altered, and shared to creeps across the internet. TikTok tried to help by
that
implementing
is
a filter
that is
removal
actually,
tutorials and
I
shutting
believe,
down
what you
accounts
get.
spreading them. But instead
I
of
believe
being
that's what you
relieved,
get,
some
actually.
victims blamed TikTok for not acting sooner. One thing was clear: the silhouette challenge should have never existed. This next trend wasn't just dumb; it was also a crime. The Chase Bank glitch.
Yo!
September 1st, 2020.
That is right.
Were buzzing with excitement. The reason was because they thought they found a way to get free money. Thousands of dollars
free tank of gas money from Arco. That is so sick.
They didn't have the money for a bad check, and then they would immediately take money away from an ATM.
Just like the guy explained, they would write a check for more money than they had in their Chase Bank account and deposit it. These checks were fake because their accounts had no money to back them up. Then, before the bank could catch on, they would rush to an ATM and withdraw the check's full amount. In other words, they were scamming the bank for free cash.
I'm not really sure, but I think that's called
Chase
kiting
Bank glitch
a
started
check.
trending on TikTok. Within
Kiting?
hours, people were lined up at Chase Bank ATMs eager to cash in.
Nah, I said it's heavy. It's lined up.
The Chase Bank is lined up. That is crazy, bro.
There was one small problem. The so-called glitch was actually a crime. As more people heard about the trend, financial experts explained why the Chase Bank glitch was actually check
That guy's
fraud.
rich as fuck.
Make no mistake, in every sense of the word, this is check fraud. You are knowingly writing fake checks. And to make it even worse, you are committing a felony against yourself.
Anyone caught committing check fraud can face huge fines, prison time, and even a lifetime ban from opening a bank account.
Chase will alert every other bank that you try to go to, and you may possibly never be able to get an account. You'll have to.
But despite all the warnings, the Chase Bank glitch kept trending on TikTok. Some posted
Bruh.
screenshots of their bank balances as proof that it worked. Others saw a chance to cash
9800?
in, selling step-by-step
Millions.
guides or charging
Millies,
fees
bruh.
to teach people how to pull it off. But it was only a matter of time before the bosses at Chase Bank realized TikTokers were stealing from them. And when they did, they were furious. On September 2nd, barely 24 hours after the glitch went viral, Chase Bank shut it down. The bank released a statement saying the glitch was fixed. Fake checks wouldn't work anymore. And just to make things clear, they added, depositing a fraudulent check and withdrawing the funds from your account is fraud, plain and simple. Now everyone who took advantage of the glitch was panicking, and they had good reason to be worried because Chase Bank was coming after them. By October 2024, the bank started suing those who used the glitch. One person stole $335,000 during the glitch. Chase didn't stop there. They identified accounts
That dude it went all the
fake
way in,
checks,
actually.
froze them, and took back whatever money was left. Most of those accounts ended up with negative account balances with a bunch of zeros.
Man, they really told me to tap in. Next day was supposed to clear. Look at my account, yo.
Soon, rats again, those who thought they scored free money were charged and tried in court. The Chase Bank glitch became a brutal lesson. Don't commit a financial crime because someone on TikTok told you it was cool. This next trend took an ordinary daily activity and turned it into something idiotic. The cereal challenge. Here's how
No
the
way,
challenge
bro.
people
Eating
had to
cereal
participate.
daily, bro.
One person lay down with their mouth wide
Oh.
open while the other put
I see what's
cereal
going
in their
on.
mouth. Then
Yeah,
the
I've seen
second
that
person
shit.
had to eat the cereal straight from their mouth using
Oh.
challenge. The person on the bottom had to
That
keep
is
their mouth
dope.
open while the second person ate from it. Some managed to
What's
keep
bad
their
about
mouths
that?
open long enough to complete the challenge. Others ended up coughing soaked in milk. Huge influencers with millions of followers joined the trend.
that-
And with that kind of reach, the cereal
that dude
challenge
that
spread
makes
faster.
food for his hubby?
challenge with my sister.
Nah. That's that guy.
Some even decided
What
to
dude?
involve
Whatever.
their pets in the challenge, and you do not want to see those videos.
This
But the
dog
challenge
eating
was
cereal
also pretty risky.
challenge.
If the person lying down inhaled milk or cereal, they could legitimately choke
Die.
and suffocate. This trend was all risk with zero reward. Luckily, the cereal challenge didn't last long. But while it was trending, it proved people will do just about anything for 15 minutes of fame, even if it puts their health on the line. This next trend was one of the
If you die, cereal, milk in your mouth, natural selection.
dumbest and most dangerous ones.
I agree with
out
that
there.
statement.
The Orbeez Challenge. In 2022, the Orbeez Challenge was so notorious that people threatened to arrest anyone caught doing it. To understand why, you
Bruh.
first need to know
What
what
did they do?
Orbeez are. Orbeez are tiny beads that swell up when soaked in water.
There are 1 million Orbeez in this bar. This is literally so satisfying.
Orbeez are usually harmless. Kids play with them and some people even use them to relieve stress. But in 2022, someone had a reckless idea. They started loading Orbeez into toy guns and shooting them like tiny water bullets. Except they weren't aiming them at friends. They were targeting random strangers.
These things can shoot up to about 200, 210 feet per second.
And then it got even worse. People began freezing the Orbeez before loading. Hit like rubber.
That is so
It made them
sick.
a lot more painful and more dangerous.
Yeah, that could be
These toy
destructive,
guns, well,
bro.
they can really actually replicate a real firearm.
Nah,
No, it cannot, dude. Are you serious?
Not that much.
That is
Nah.
actually
Shoppers across
ridiculous.
the country were shooting Orbeez at random strangers.
A new trend on social media.
Nobody
is raising
died
serious
from this, bruh.
concern
Nobody
among local
died,
police
bruh.
departments. It involves people
We haven't
shooting
finished the video, we don't know yet.
bystanders
Nobody
with
died.
water
It's
power.
not gonna say
Police
someone
cracked
dies
down
right
hard,
now.
arresting teens who participated in the challenge. In one case, 4 teens were arrested. They were charged with disorderly conduct, harassment.
Oh no!
Police say
Wow.
surveillance video showed the 4 teens pull up in a car and fire the gel pellets into a class working outside.
You would think arrests would scare people off, but it didn't. Kids
That is
kept
so
doing
dumb.
The Orbeez challenge
That is actually
until
so dumb.
someone lost their life. On June 2nd, 2020,
Yo, they died!
teenagers Orbeezed some guys playing basketball, but these weren't the kind of guys to laugh off. A fight broke out, and by the time it was over, one of the basketball players lost his life. He was only 17.
That is so sad. You know, I didn't mean to disrespect anybody that dies or none of that shit. That shit is just sad. And do not be shooting people with frozen Orbeez. It's like a real firearm.
Wait, did it say he died?
Yeah, he died, bro.
No way, bruh. For how?
On June 2nd, 2022, a group of teenagers Orbeezed some guys playing basketball, but these weren't the kind of guys to laugh it off. A fight broke out, and by the time it was over, one of the basketball
Oh, because they were fighting.
Yeah, so it was actually death from aggravated assault.
Yeah, the Orbeez didn't kill them, but they got mad.
And then they killed
They
somebody.
killed somebody.
That is...
I told you that shit ain't like a
That is
firearm.
inappropriate behavior. You should not overreact like that.
life. He was only 17. When the media reported the case, people finally realized how serious this challenge was.
TikTok is not reality to real life, but there's real consequences for some of those things that go on there.
That was the final straw. Police cracked down harder on the Orbeez challenge. In Kentucky, a mayor banned water pellet toys completely. Walmart, Target, and Amazon pulled Orbeez from their shelves. Even Spin Master, the company behind Orbeez, addressed the issue. They released a statement saying they had no affiliation with the gel toys and that their Orbeez products were not intended to be used as projectiles.
True.
But after all this, the Orbeez challenge didn't completely disappear. Orbeez challenge incidents were still being reported as recently as 2024. These trends prove that some people will do anything to fit in. But just remember, the people that change the world are the ones that choose to be different. Visual Venture. Wait! Before you go, make sure you guys watch part 1 of the...
Alright, bro.
You got anything you need to say?
I'm actually a little bit speechless right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Honestly, as you can tell, most of these people really just started something stupid in their own mind, and it is the internet that brings it up to a big ass inflation, makes it a problem. Everybody, most of these people that started it is smart, knowing what they're doing. They knowing that they just playing like the guy pissing in pants was making fun of the internet. But the Orbeez, nah, that's different. But most of these, like, come on, dude. Like, the internet, y'all gotta calm down. Y'all can't just listen to one thing you see on the internet. You can't listen to me. You can't listen to him that you see on the internet. You gotta do your own research. Do what you gotta do. You know, that's it for the video.